People talk about not putting pineapple on pizza, but on rice paper rolls, do it. This flavour combination between the beef and pineapple, when it comes to rice paper rolls, fillings such as pork and prawns and barbecue pork come to mind. But when instant rice paper sheets are served with tender pieces of marinated beef, aromatic Vietnamese herbs, fresh pineapple, and a mouth-watering pineapple anchovy sauce, the rice paper roll game changes. Let's put the E's in Vietnamese. Funny enough, in my opinion, for these beef rice paper rolls, the beef is not the star attraction. I think it's the pineapple and the epic umami pineapple anchovy sauce. Let's quickly marinate this beef and then we'll get back to that anchovy sauce, okay? So with this beef, I've got here porterhouse that I've just thinly sliced, nice and easy, nothing rough, nothing fancy. You could also use picanha, rump cap, any sort of steak you like. Nothing fussy. You can even buy the pre-packed stir-fry beef. Now, let's go with some anchovy salt. We always hit umami. Hit it with umami first before we forget, because you should never forget about umami. So go on with a bit of anchovy, so not too much. Yeah, she'll be right. That's good. Always use salt as well, not just anchovy salt. Extra layers of flavour, sugar, oyster sauce. Beautiful, just a touch. That's it there. Sesame oil. Nice. Then give it a quick mix. Okay, that's well marinated. I'm gonna let that sit for at least half an hour, but for best results, pop it in the fridge and let it nap overnight. Let's move on to this sauce. To make the sauce, start with a small saucepan, some oil. Bring that to temperature. In with some Thai shallots. If you can't get your hands on Thai shallots, a brown onion would be fine. Garlic as well. Don't let that garlic burn, move it around. Chili, optional. I like a bit of heat in my sauce, so I've got a really hot bird's eye chili in there. Lovely. So we're gonna cook that until it's fragrant, and then we'll go in with the pineapple. Now, pineapple is really good in this recipe, because what we wanna do is we're trying to cook it down. Initially when we pop it in, it's gonna start activating those sugars in the pineapple, but as we cook it, it's gonna start to get jammy. I want to add some sugar, and this is going to help turn it into like a jam. So this is almost to the boil, and once it is, we're going to turn it back down to medium. But let's talk anchovies. Traditionally, this sauce is made with fermented anchovies, but today I'm using an alternative, anchovy salt. So let's go on with some anchovy salt. Lovely. But this recipe is super flexible. So if you're able to source fermented anchovies, use that instead. And if you can't and you only have anchovy salt, it's fine. For me, it just depends what mood I'm in. So let's just allow this to bubble. So let's turn it down to a medium now. We want to cook it down to become slightly jammy. You can also help this along at about the 50-minute mark. If you notice the pineapples aren't breaking down, grab a stick blender and you can just blend it all together. But please be patient with it. Let the flavors concentrate. Anyways, in the meantime, we're gonna do everything we need to get dinner on the table. So we're gonna boil some noodles and prepare our garnishes. So the sauce is done and we're ready to cook our beef. Our beef is at room temperature because we don't want it too cold because that will cause it to be quite tough. Pan is quite warm, that's good. We're gonna go in with a lot of butter, okay? It might seem like I'm cooking a French dish, but I promise you I'm not. I'm cooking a Vietnamese dish and this is a very delicious one in that fact. Perfect. So you get the butter to melt and it's important to not have the heat on high. Burning butter is not ideal. So that butter is starting to almost completely melt. I'm gonna go in with my garlic because I don't want that to burn. And the shallots. Now we don't want to really over caramelize our shallots because they're going to form the base of our rice paper rolls as well. So once they're cooked, we're going to add them a bit later. I'll show you. But let that butter just gently melt and just keep moving those shallots and garlic around. Now as you can see, so the butter here, so that's just starting to foam. Bang on, go in with your beef straight away, don't hesitate. Perfect. So you can hear there's just a gentle sizzle. That's what you want. You don't want to, that's too much, okay? That and butter, that's not going to work. Now, how long should you cook your beef for? I recommend cooking it for how you would like your steak. So if you like it rare, don't cook it so long. If you like it medium rare, cook it a bit longer. If you really like it well done, I would turn it low and just slowly let the butter cook it through. So you can imagine if you wanted to do this at home and make it interactive, you could actually do this over a portable stove. So that would just whack on straight on a portable stove and people would just dip their beef in as they wanted to make their rice paper roll. That way you get beautiful, succulent, hot, perfectly cooked beef. Almost wrap as you go. But today we're just cooking all the beef at once. Okay, that's starting to look really good now. We should really start thinking about getting rid of it. I've got it at around medium, I reckon, but let's taste it. Oh. Oh. You don't need any extra salt at all. That is perfect. Okay, off the heat. All right, let's get some on my plate. Look at that. Beautiful. Get all those onions, the garlic in there as well. That beef is so soft, and today it is porterhouse, and because I've cooked it so slowly from room temp, brought it up to exactly where I want it, no bicarb in here, there's no velveting, it's just super tender. And if you wanted to use Wagyu, I would recommend, even if you sliced up a really well marbled Wagyu brisket, I mean it's a secondary cut, you'll save plenty of money at the checkout. That would be my go-to. Okay, that's enough for me. Let's get rid of this. We'll garnish with some peanuts. Beautiful. You wanted to add some spring onion oil on there, you could as well. But there you have it, my bò chiên bơ. But let's start wrapping. Grab yourself an instant rice paper sheet. Yes, I do this trick every time. Break it in half. I like having smaller bites, so I'll just make a half the size. Bit of lettuce. Bit of moisture on the lettuce, very important. Some pineapple. Noodles. Cucumber. Grab yourself some beef, a bit of onion as well, garlic if you can find it. There we go, maybe a bit more beef with peanuts. All right, and roll it up. You can really be aggressive with this because the instant rice paper sheets are not gonna rip. Perfect, look at that. Get your anchovy sauce and dunk it like Duncan does. Oh, yeah. It's blown my mind. the crisp and slightly chewy instant rice paper sheets, the burst of that pineapple that comes through, and the tender beef, marinated in that umami. I think it's the umami that connects the pineapple and the beef. It's a complete package, really. If you never have had beef rice paper rolls like this before, head to our online shop, stock your pantry with instant rice paper sheets and our anchovy salt, and give this belter of a recipe a whirl. I'll pop all the relevant links below. Besides that, I've got to finish this. I'm so hungry. You know what to do. Do yourself a favour for flavour.